Welcome back to Americana Outdoors. Hey, picking the right fishing rod for your application could be the key to successful fishing. But when you walk in the store or shop online, it's not always easy when there are hundreds of rods to choose from.
How do you pick one for your application with no understanding of what that rod's going to do, without some background information? That's one of the coolest things about the Cabela's XML rod series is the Cabela's Pro staff has spent a lot of hours on the water helping to design technique-specific actions to the entire rod lineup, so that maybe not for all of it, but for most of it, you can just simply pick that rod and know that you've got what you're looking for and head out on the water and find success with the exact application that you needed that fishing rod for. You know, when you start looking from tip to the rod butt on the XML series rods, you're looking at guides that are designed to help you have you know, longer distance casts, but they're also going to be designed to be able to stand up to the punishment of fishing that you're going to be putting them through, because you know, bass fishing is pretty hardcore hand-to-hand combat in a lot of scenarios. You go down a little bit further, the reel seats are designed to handle reels and be able to really cinch them down and to handle the torque, to handle the pressure, to handle the situations that you're going to be using while you're fishing. The blanks themselves, they're extra sensitive, very lightweight, and designed to be able to not wear you out while you're casting, but also provide great castability for accuracy and long distance for any of the applications you're looking at. The grips, I absolutely love them. I mean, they're soft and tacky to the feel. Even when it's really wet outside, you feel like you're in control of the rod all the time. And you look at the split grip, to me that gives you a little sensitivity. Your finger can easily be in a position to feel direct contact with the rod blank itself. I mean, just when you look at this entire rod series, you're looking at a well-built fishing rod designed to help you be more successful when you're bass fishing. You know, the Cabela's XML rod series is something that myself, Clark Wendlandt, and other members of the Cabela's Pro staff have spent a lot of time providing input back to the staff at Cabela's to be able to design rods that we've got confidence in while we're out on the water. You look at Clark Wendlandt's resume as a top touring professional for years. I mean, he has to have the best when he's out there competing against the best.
You know, what I really do when I'm picking a fishing rod is I look at the action that the manufacturer puts on the rod. On the XMLBass, it's a technique-specific rod series. So if it's a flipping application, it says flipping on there. If it's a drop shot rod, it has drop shot on there. It's got everything that I probably would need when I'm fishing. And so I look at that and then I tailor it to myself. 95% of the time, the technique-specific rod is going to be perfect for me. Every once in a while, I might throw a little bit lighter swim bait, so I might want a little different rod. A little heavier bait, I might want a little heavier rod, but for the most part, it's perfect. You know, for me, the components in a rod that I really look at, to me, is how heavy the rod is. I want the rod to be light, where it doesn't wear my arm, elbow, shoulder out. Because when you have that rod and you're casting all day and you've got a lot of weight on it, it puts a lot of pressure on everything. And I've had problems with my arm and elbow before, or you know, when rods were different. Rods are a lot lighter now. They're a lot quicker. So basically, I like the weight of the rod to feel really good in my arm. You know, sensitivity is really crucial when you're trying to feel for a fish. Now, it's a lot more important on when you're fishing something slow, because you want to feel the bite and then set the hook into the fish. You don't need nearly as sensitive a rod when you're actually winding something, because that fish is going to actually eat that bait. You want him to eat it all the way, and then for the most part, he's going to hook himself. The XML series has figured all that in, so I know when I pick up a rod that the sensitivity is going to be perfect. You know, the backbone of a rod is really critical, and a lot of it isn't just when you're actually fishing, when you're actually, you know, working your bait up and down. A lot of it is that the backbone of that rod, you need it to be stiff enough to get a fish out of cover, but you want the tip to have a little bit of flex to it, because you don't want to just jerk them out of there. The other part of that is that castability is really affected if a rod is too stiff or if a rod is too limber. You want to be accurate with your casting. That's crucial. The XMLBass has you covered there. You know, for years I've used cork grips, and I always was sold that, hey, cork grips are better. These grips on the XMLBass, I would go to them in a second right now. It is my go-to feel. Even when it's raining, even when you think it's going to be slick, it's still tacky to your hands. You know, to me, those grips are the perfect grip for a fishing rod.
And finally, the lifetime guarantee on these rods that Cabela stands behind. I mean, that's a legendary program that's going to help you have confidence that you're picking up a fishing rod that's not only designed for the technique that you're looking for, but one that's going to be able to last you for a long time. You know, the Cabela's XML rod series is all around great fishing rod for anybody's application. So the entire lineup, you know, you're gonna find rods from 7'9" to, you know, 6'10", and you know that you've got a series of rods in your hands that's basically gonna give you an advantage. How awesome is it to have a series of rods that you as an angler can look on the butt, and basically it says exactly what the technique is that rod is designed for. And the coolest thing is that technique that's listed on there, there's other applications with different series of fishing out there that you might be able to use it for. For instance, I often use the big umbrella rod for flipping heavy mats, and on the other side of that, I may downsize with some of the other rod series, even though it says specifically that it was designed for one thing. That's why this entire rod series is so unique and so diverse for people to be able to just go in, pick one, take it out on the water, and find success.
Visit a Cabela store near you to check out the all-new XML fishing rod lineups, or find out more information at cabelas.com.